Hi everyone, welcome back to this series of Agile question practice. Ideal for your PMP exam, your Agile Certified Practitioner exam, any other Agile exam that you're working through to gain Agile knowledge, or even just to test the Agile knowledge as a little bit of fun within your own teams. We've got a whole bunch of questions here, really great knowledge and really great scenario-based questions. Let's get into them. Your team is standing around a board with cards on it. Okay, this is a good start. Each person is answering these questions in a round-robin fashion. What did I complete since last time? What am I planning to complete between now and next time? So between today and tomorrow. Is anything blocking me? What is the team doing? Now this is the core practice in an Agile team. We should all know this one, very simple start. It's not a lunch and learn. It's not a working group meeting. You'll see these happen still, but it's not that. It's not a retrospective, although that's still important. It's the daily stand-up where we meet every day for around 15 minutes, hopefully no more, with our small team of fewer than 12 people, hopefully to keep the communication channels small. Let's go with answer C. Here it is. The daily stand-up in an Agile team asks in a round-robin fashion all of those questions. What did I do? What do I plan to do? And is anything blocking me? And we talk to the cards in flight on a Kanban board, usually. So from in progress, from to do in progress to done. And that's how we see how things are tracking. We make it visual, and that's part of the beauty of it as well. All right, that was a nice simple one to start. Let's see what we've got next. There are multiple project life cycles you can choose from, depending on the type of project, environment, deliverable, and stakeholders. You're working on a project that requires features of an overall product to be delivered on a regular basis. What sort of project life cycle will you choose to work with? This is, wow, this is good. Okay, and this is really important because, look, Agile is fantastic, but it doesn't suit every situation. And we need to be aware of the circumstances where waterfall might actually work better, or simply incremental might work better, or iterative, where we're delivering in one big bang still, but we're iterating and improving before we get there by using feedback. So let's see what we've got here. We're releasing features on a regular basis. Sounds like we're releasing in increments, according to the Project Management Institute, or it could be Agile itself. So it's not waterfall, because that's one big bang. Could be Agile, could be iterative, does one big bang as well. And incremental is where we're delivering in increments or features. So if we're going to be strict with this, let's go with answer D and see how we go. Okay, luckily enough. While others may meet the criteria of regularly delivered features, like Agile itself, because Agile is a combination of iterative, where we're improving based on feedback, and incremental, where we're delivering increments or features. So it's a combination of those two things. An iterative project lifecycle specifically delivers those features in increments of value over the lifecycle of a project. Okay, that's really good to know. And a great lifecycle question too, to kick us off on this question journey. Doing great. Let's see how we go on the next one. You're working as an Agile project manager in a new team that's not familiar with Agile. The executives are not as comfortable using Agile in full just yet. You suggest using a hybrid approach to begin with to help the organization meet their goals. What does this mean? What does a hybrid approach mean? Is it a tailored combination of predictive, iterative, incremental, and Agile approaches? Straight off the bat, yes. Yes, it is. A hybrid approach to life cycles and how we're going to run our project is a combination of all of those things. Just like we know that Agile is a combination of increments and iterating and improving and gathering feedback, we also know that if we're using a hybrid approach, we might actually be using some parts of waterfall in there as well. We might have an overall project plan. It might be a release train of features or larger features where we're needing that project plan and some of those waterfall approaches to make it an overall hybrid approach. So I really like that one. What else have we got? Using a project management plan to plan the project while delivering in features? Well, I mean, look, that's actually not bad either. So that sort of describes what we were just saying. A combination of reactive and proactive? No. And using Agile only when it's needed, such as in a software development team. It's not just in software development that we can use Agile. The principles apply to every project management scenario where we need to deliver in features and get feedback on our work. So for this one, if we're going again with the strict definition, let's go with answer A and see how we go. All right, even though B was quite good as well. A hybrid project lifecycle approach incorporates parts of predictive, iterative, incremental, and agile. It allows the project manager to tailor the approach to suit the situation. And that's part of the point. So while answer B, we just had a few different things, but overall, we want to be able to take lots of different pieces as they suit our situation. And that's why answer A is the best one there. All right, that was a little bit tricky. Good job, guys. Keep going. This is a little bit of fun too. We're getting some varied ideas here. The Agile team leader works through servant leadership to the team and has built a safe environment for disagreement. Oh, and I cannot say enough how important that is. It is so important. Can we be open? Can we actually challenge the ideas in a safe way? How has this empowered the team to move forward without obstacles? Okay, the team is able to create a list of reasons why tasks cannot be completed. Look, people will come up with reasons why things can't be completed, but we don't want to focus on the reasons. We want to focus on how we're going to problem solve a way forward. That's our approach. The team has no conflict and they get along so well. No, we actually want a little bit of safe conflict. We want to make it safe to raise conflict in a team because that is, the messy part of figuring out and problem solving is actually really, really important. That's part of where the magic is. But we want to make it safe for people to do so. So don't reprimand people when they do raise these things. Really, really important. The team leader takes responsibility for all decisions. No, again, servant leadership is growing our team, removing blockers for the team, but letting the team do the work they came to do. Lastly, the team is encouraged to participate in discussion and even disagreement. Yes, disagreement doesn't have to be a bad thing. I can disagree with you and I can still love you, and we can still be friends and good people, but as long as we're disagreeing in the right way, looking at the problem itself, not at the person, looking at the process, how do we help the process while still understanding that people in themselves are trying to do the best they can and are doing the best they can with what they've got at the time. This is just, it's hard to do in real life, but it is really powerful when you get it right. And in order to make better decisions. I love that one. Let's go with answer D. Constructive discussion and disagreement is encouraged to ensure risks and alternative ideas are found. This is only maintainable in a team with high psychological safety. So can I disagree with you and not be reprimanded for it? That's part of the approach. That's why it's really important in an Agile team. Wow, that was a good question. I had a lot of fun with that one. All right, let's see what we've got next. New projects go through the Tuckman model of forming, storming, norming, and performing. And oh boy, if you've been on any project, even one, or if you've been on 10, or if you've been on 20, you will have seen this time and time again, because projects are constantly forming and going through these stages as they're trying to complete the work. That's why project life is so hard. And also that's why having a framework like the PMP guide and the project management body of knowledge and Agile in this framework as well is so powerful and will help you in your career. It certainly has helped me. Anyway, enough of me waffling on. You've just taken the lead of this new project with a newly formed team, and you're surprised to find little conflict and that the forming stage has gone so quickly. How did that happen? Which of the following might be the reason? The team members have worked together on previous projects and are following the same Agile ceremonies and methods. This is a really big one. If the team has worked together already, they have already been through a lot of this forming and storming and norming stage, and potentially are performing together already. And also having used all of the same ceremonies and working together in the same way, then they're already doing a lot of the things that you need to work through when a project team first forms. So they're already at the good stage. I think this is a good one. You've made all the project decisions yourself, so they don't have to worry. No, that's not the Agile way of work, as we've seen. The team is in line for a promotion, so they really want to get along. Yeah, not that one today. And the team members really care about the product being delivered. While this is really important, the most important part is if we can get people who have worked together previously, that will help skip some of the stages of forming, storming, and going into norming and performing. Let's go with answer A. There it is. It's important to be aware of the Tuckman model when we're starting a new project, because this will affect you whether you're aware of it or not. So now that we know about it, we have another tool in our tool chest, right? So this is great. Using the existing Agile methodology and ceremonies can help smooth that process of coming together, as can having a team who has already worked together on projects before. So that's a really good way to do it. If you ever want to shortcut that process, that's how you can help, and that's how you can do it. All right. Wow, these questions are great today. Okay, let's check out the last 5. I think we're up to the last 5. You're doing great. And we're going through 10, just so that you know, this is going to really help you prepare for your exam. What have we got here? You're a project manager of a new Agile project. You ask questions of your team to elicit their needs and help them problem solve issues as they arise. Wow. And this sounds like the Scrum Master, doesn't it? But the Scrum Master can also be called different things. It doesn't have to be Scrum. It can be many different names, but they perform the same servant leadership role. Let's see what we've got. What role are we fulfilling in an Agile team? Project Director, we don't direct. We don't tell people, ideally. We facilitate discussion. Project Coach, yes, we're coaching the team. We're getting their feedback. We're helping them along their journey, helping growing them and removing blockers to their goals. Project Support, no, not today. And Project Executive, even though there might be a sponsor or an executive, that's not what we're doing as an Agile coach or an Agile lead or an Agile Scrum Master. Basically, that role helps grow the team and remove blockers. And that's why you'll find that the team grows better in an Agile team than it does just being dictated to in another project team. So let's go with answer B. The project lead can be called many things in Agile, but usually centers around servant leadership and the project coach role, who helps grow the team and remove blockers to their work. Well done, guys. All right, last 3 questions. You're doing great. You're an Agile project manager leading a new software project. During the last retrospective, there was very little engagement and feedback, and the team seemed to be losing interest in their work. What will you do to improve the situation? Hold another retrospective to try and extract more information. That's one way we could do it. Align the project goals to each team member's personal goals. Wow, that's really deep. So that's deep into, as a leadership model, really delving into each team member and finding out what their needs are. This is really serving the team. That's a pretty good one. Quite deep though, very deep into it. Hold a vote on whether to continue the project or not. Sometimes the project may just have to continue. We need to figure out best ways of working to try and keep going if possible. And get executive management involved so team members can raise their engagement. That's probably not going to do it, but for them to be involved in the decisions, for them to have transparency in their work, and for the work to be aligned to their goals is probably going to help us. So based on that, even though we could hold a retrospective, aligning to a person's goals is the most powerful here to help improve the situation. Let's go with answer B. If a previous retrospective did not elicit the information, then holding another one would be doing the same thing, but expecting a different result. And that's really important to note. And we can be aware of that in our own job and in our own career. Finding out each team member's strengths and helping them to do more of that work helps engagement, as does aligning their goals to the goals of the project. When these things are aligned, people naturally work harder and care more. Wow, these are really getting deep now. These are great questions. Good leadership for any type of leadership, but specifically for our Agile journey. All right, next question, last couple. You're working as a project manager in a team that is moving to an Agile way of work. You've previously engaged in a team in a single team weekly meeting, a working group meeting, with email as the primary communication. Doesn't sound very Agile when you know about the things that we've learned in the last couple of videos, does it? So what changes will you make in the new Agile team? You can probably already guess, but face-to-face communication or close communication will probably be a part of this. Ensure that reports are created weekly for executive management. Too slow. And reports, we prefer face-to-face communication. Set up a teleconference with different parts of your project team. If we're not in the same place, this could be okay, but there might be a better option here. Co-locate the team where possible and focus on frequent face-to-face communication. There we go. That's the one we're probably looking for on this one. We'll almost lock that in. And have frequent one-on-ones with your project team to get their point of view in private. I mean, this can help, but really what we want is to be discussing and collaborating as a team where we possibly can. So for this one, I love the best answer. Let's go with answer C. Agile focuses on individuals and interaction, co-locating the team to gain information by osmosis. Oh, now this is a good one. With face-to-face discussions being the recommended method of communication. What is osmosis? This is where we're like getting information just from the information that's happening around us. So if we're working in a co-located space, everyone's in the same space together, you might overhear a discussion with Anne and with Leslie or whoever, Cheryl, whoever it is. All these people will be talking together, and you'll say, oh, I actually needed some of that for the piece of code that I'm working on, or for the feature that I'm delivering, or that I'm helping get the requirements for, or all of these things. This is getting this information by osmosis. It's just sort of seeping into our brain because it's around us. Incidentally, this is why it's so important who we spend our time with as people, even in our jobs or at home with our circle of friends, because all of that information is constantly seeping into our brain by osmosis. We may not be learning it particularly, but it's still around us, and it's actually affecting the way that we view the world and what we can do, particularly in our project. Anyway, that's me waffling on, but you may need to know that for the exam, gathering that information by osmosis. All right, last two questions. Well done, guys. Kanban translates to visual sign or card in Japanese. And, it's a form of visual management taken from lean manufacturing, the Toyota production system. And it's used for monitoring work in progress and enabling pull and flow. 100%. Yes, so we're pulling the cards only when we're ready, based on the work in progress on our Kanban board. So we can't take too much on, but when this card's moved all the way to done, then we can take our next card, because now we can see that we've seen the work in progress limit, so there's not too much on the board now. Now we've got room to take more information on. Answer A is the best one here that I can see so far. The team enabling executive reporting? No. Work velocity, that's more Scrum. Story card elaboration, that's with our business analysts or our testers, developers, and product owners. And the Scrum Master and enabling team participation, not particularly with Kanban. It's really more about pull and flow. So pulling information or tasks to work on when we're ready, and the flow of those tasks through our Kanban board. So can we remove those blockers? Can we keep them flowing through our Kanban board? Let's go with answer A. There it is. Kanban is a framework from the Toyota production system utilized in software development and in knowledge work. It focuses on the Kanban board, and it shows and limits the current work in progress. Really powerful. Kanban is such a great addition to Agile, and it has its roots in the lean and Toyota production system from more than 100 years of use in manufacturing. Really powerful. Last question, you've done it. You're doing so great. Here we are. Can we figure this one out? Looks like another Kanban question, so it shouldn't be too hard. You're working with an Agile team who use Kanban to manage the flow of work through the team. The Scrum Master or Agile lead mentions the concept of pull, which helps the team manage the work. What does this mean? And it's a good thing because we just spoke about this. That was good timing, wasn't it? The team gathers around the team velocity board. There's no velocity board really. Each morning to ensure the work is being done. Let's not go with that one. The team pulls work only when they are ready, yes, instead of the work in progress constantly building up. So we don't have all of these things in progress. We try and do this one, we try and remove the blocker and then move it across and keep moving the flow of work through the team. The team works with a pull and push approach between developers and testers. Even though it has the right words in there, that's not the idea behind pull. And the Scrum Master tells the team to pull the appropriate levers that enable the right features to be developed. Again, similar words in there, but that's not what we're going for. Answer B is the one for us. And there it is. Kanban allows team members to pull new work onto the Kanban board when they are ready. It limits the amount of work on that board, and it encourages an optimal flow of work because we can see if something is blocked and we can swarm around that problem and try and fix it as much as possible. You guys have done it. That's 10 questions to start your day or to finish your day or just to prepare for your exam or even to have a bit of fun within your team. I've had an absolute blast spending this time with you and I hope you've enjoyed yourself too. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.